So let's just get right into it. The entire wireless world is starting to buzz about 6G, and a huge debate is already taking shape. Is this next generation going to be a careful, small step forward, or a massive, revolutionary leap? That's the big question we're going to unpack right now.
You know, to really get the debate around 6G, we have to look back at 5G. And this quote, wow, it just nails the feeling so many of us have, right? We were promised all this incredible stuff like self-driving cars and remote surgery. But for most of us, let's be honest, 5G just feels like, well, slightly faster 4G. It gave us a really powerful foundation for sure, but those game-changing apps, they've been pretty slow to show up.
And that whole experience with 5G has left the industry at a major crossroads. All the big players are asking themselves, okay, do we double down on those moonshot goals, or do we play it a little smarter, a little more practical this time? How they answer that is going to define everything about the future of our wireless tech. Okay, so let's explore that first path, the careful, step-by-step evolution. And look, this argument isn't about a lack of imagination. It's all about cold, hard financial reality. Here you can really see the two competing mindsets laid out. On one side, you have the evolutionary path, and it is almost completely driven by the economics of the mobile network operators, the MNOs. I mean, they've poured billions into 5G and haven't exactly seen a huge return on it. So their big priority? Reuse what they already built and focus on software upgrades. It's the classic measure twice, cut once philosophy.
And here's the nitty-gritty behind that caution. MNO revenue growth, it's basically flat. They just do not have the appetite for another round of throwing massive amounts of capital at new deployments. So the key takeaway is, they want to put 6G gear on the cell sites they already have for 5G, and they want to slash their total cost of ownership. Reuse is the word of the day.
And if you're looking for proof, look no further. This is a huge piece of evidence pointing straight to evolution. The main standards body, 3GP, has already agreed to reuse the fundamental waveform from 5G. It's called OFDM, for 6G. That is a massive decision. Instead of inventing something totally new, they chose continuity. And here's the logic behind it. This choice gives everybody, the operators, the vendors, a predictable, stable, and much smoother path to get from 5G to 6G. It's safe. It guarantees everything will still work with the old stuff. It avoids the chaos of a total rewrite. But is safe really what we want from a brand new generation?
Well, that question brings us perfectly to the other side of the coin, the bold, revolutionary vision for 6G. This is where the engineers get to dream big about what is technologically possible, not just what's, financially sensible.
So if you remember, 5G was always defined by its three main goals, often shown as a triangle, right? Well, 6G completely blows that up into a hexagon. It doesn't just evolve those original three goals into bigger ideas like immersive communication or hyper-reliability. No, it adds three totally new and potentially revolutionary domains: integrated AI, integrated sensing, and ubiquitous connectivity that could even blend satellites with ground networks. Now, of all those new ideas, this one, ISAC, is getting the most buzz by far. And the concept is pretty incredible. What if the same cell tower that gives you a phone signal could also act like a radar, literally sensing the physical world around it? The network wouldn't just be connecting things anymore, it would actually see things.
So what does that actually mean? Well, the potential applications are fascinating. The entire network becomes a giant sensor. Operators could start selling sensing as a service. You could use it for defense, to detect a swarm of drones, for example, or to manage traffic in a smart city. This is a genuinely new thing that 5G just can't do.
But remember that safe decision to stick with the 5G waveform? Well, here's the sharp counter-argument from analyst Dean Bubley. He's basically saying that by playing it so safe, the industry might be killing these revolutionary ideas before they even get a chance to grow. Sticking to the old ways could choke the very innovation you need for things like ISAC to really take off.
So, now we've got these two forces pushing against each other. Cautious money versus bold ambition. So what's going to tip the scales one way or the other? Well, it might just come down to one crucial enabler: artificial intelligence, and one absolutely massive obstacle: the insane cost of spectrum. See, AI is the secret ingredient here that could actually make both sides happy. It's not just one more feature of 6G, it's the very foundation of it. For the evolution camp, AI can automate everything and dramatically cut costs. And for the revolution camp, AI is the only way you could possibly manage the insane complexity of all those futuristic ideas. It's the bridge that connects the two worlds.
But look,
You don't just flip a switch and have an AI native network. It doesn't work like that. It's a slow, deliberate journey. You can see the path here. Operators have to start with small, practical steps that actually save them money. From there, they build confidence with systems where a human is still in the loop. Then they gradually upgrade their hardware and software until, finally, AI becomes a true, foundational part of the network. Okay, now for the obstacle. And it's a big one. This number, it's staggering. The US government has set a target of raising at least $85 billion from its upcoming 6G spectrum auctions. That's just the price of admission for operators to get the airwaves they need to even play the game. And that creates a really vicious cycle. If operators have to spend billions and billions just to get the spectrum, well, that's billions they can't spend actually building the network and rolling out all the cool new features. It puts us at risk of repeating the exact same story as 5G, a massive investment up front for capabilities that take years and years to actually reach any of us.
So after weighing all of this, the cautious economics, the bold technology, where do we land? Is 6G an evolution or a revolution? Well, the most likely answer is that it kinda has to be both.
And that right there brings us to the core takeaway of this whole thing. The industry is going to have to use an evolutionary deployment strategy, reusing sites, focusing on software, keeping costs down, if it wants any hope of achieving its revolutionary ambitions. The two paths aren't opposites, they actually depend on each other. Getting this right is going to be an incredibly delicate balancing act. Government spectrum policy has to match up with what operators can actually afford to spend on building the thing. The standards have to focus on real commercial demand, not just sci-fi ideas. And AI has to be used smartly, both to save money and to create new services. Everything, the policy, the tech, the money, it all has to click into place at just the right time. You know, at the end of the day, this entire debate leads to a much bigger question. We spend so much time and energy focused on the technical wizardry of the next G, but maybe our focus should be somewhere else. Instead of just asking what 6G can do, maybe we should be asking what real-world problems do we actually need to solve, and is this the right tool to do it? Answering that is what will truly determine whether 6G is a success.